Hello and welcome to a very special broadcast. The question that we've been asking from today morning, and the answer that probable answer that our news team is breaking is about the India-Pakistan World Cup game. The question that have been plaguing us for about a month now is: will an India-Pakistan match happen in India? Question number one. If an India-Pakistan match does happen in India, which are the likely venues? Where is an India-Pakistan match likely to be held during the World Cup? Question number three, if Pakistan is willing to play in India, what are the other venues where other Pakistan matches can be played? It's not just the India game. There are many other Pakistan games during the World Cup. Which are the other venues where Pakistan is likely to play? From what we understand, and this is our reporting team: Shubhayan Chakraborty, Devashish Sen, Bharat Ramraj, Atreya Mukhopadhyay, of course, G. Rajaraman, and myself, all of us combined, what we understand is possibility number one is Eden Gardens and Chennai. Possibility number two is Dhaka in a worst case scenario. Possibility number three, Pakistan likely to play its matches, other matches, also in Eden Gardens and Chennai, or rather, this is the Pakistani wish list, is what has been conveyed to the ICC. Will the Board of Control in India agree to this? Will the match finally be held at Eden or Chepauk? We've got to wait and see. It will also be decided by a diplomatic level meeting, maybe between the external affairs ministers of the two countries. But this is the latest that we get from our sources in the ICC and from our sources within Pakistan. Shubhayan, I'll come to you first. India, Pakistan, always a subject of interest. This is what you guys have told me from morning. What are your first thoughts?
See, Boria, there has been, lot of speculation, lot of reports in the past few months related to Pakistan Cricket Board. Even the chairman Najam Sethi, they have been saying that they won't play the World Cup matches in India if unless and until India comes to play their Asia Cup matches in Pakistan. But clearly, that's not a move that will materialize in the coming months. So, Pakistan Cricket Board right now has given a wish list, as you said, to the ICC that Eden Gardens in Kolkata, Chepauk Stadium in Chennai. These are the two preferred hosts for us in terms of World Cup matches. Of course, the Pakistan board will still push for the matches to be played at a neutral venue, like India is doing for the Asia Cup. But clearly, as I said, that will not materialize, and that is why the third option, the unlikely option of Dhaka, is being kept right now. But clearly, Eden Gardens and Chepauk are the two venues which has been wishlisted by the PCB, and now that there are so many diplomatic issues around both the countries, I think ICC will clearly state to the BCCI that if the Pakistan Cricket Board is wanting to play their matches in either of those two venues, then give them that.
Raja, is it fair to come to these two, given the political connotations, the credentials in the past? Also, 2016, Eden Gardens played host during the World Cup, and is it also fair to say that a match like India Pakistan should go to a heritage venue, like say a Chepauk, like say an Eden Gardens, or any such venue? Your thoughts on that? We can't hear
You're
you.
on mute.
You're on
You're
mute.
on mute.
Okay, let's go to Devashish on this, and Raja can rejoin. Yeah, Devashish.
Right.
Yeah, obviously, Boria, as you have rightly said, obviously, we have seen World Cup matches being staged at the Eden Gardens, and it's an ideal venue. And if you see, both Chennai and Kolkata have the sporting crowds, and in past, Pakistan cricket team has enjoyed their stay here in Kolkata whenever they have. There haven't been any instances where there's a problem with an India-Pakistan fixture. In fact, if you look back at 2016 World Cup, it was such a well-organized event with Amitabh Bachchan and obviously that singing Jana Gana Mana, the national anthem, so and the atmosphere. Obviously, Cricket Association of Bengal has to host a match at a short notice, because the match was supposed to be held somewhere else. It was because of
Dharamshala.
issue that the match has to
Yeah.
be staged at the Eden Gardens, and everyone would admit that Eden passed out with flying colors. So come the World Cup 2023, and I won't be surprised for once, because the Eden Gardens have a bigger is a bigger stadium than Chippa. So if you would ask me, ICC would look to have this marquee match in Eden Gardens rather than the other two venues that has been shortlisted.
Raja, in 1999, we saw Chennai standing up to the Wasim Akram team, right? And they got that fantastic ovation after that amazing test match, Tendulkar's 136. And then that Asian Test Championship match was held in Kolkata. Your thoughts, are these two possible? I mean, again, I repeat, from what we know, these are Pakistan wish lists. The Board of Control for India haven't yet concurred, or we don't know for yet if this is final. But this is a Pakistani wish list based on what the ICC sources have confirmed to us. So, your thoughts on the two questions I asked?
Boria, I'll take you back to 2011. Mohali hosted a Pakistan game, and I think they enjoyed themselves, even though it was India that they played there. India-Pakistan semi-final, it was, if I'm not mistaken, and it was a great match. I think they would have enjoyed playing in Mohali. I'm surprised that they have not picked Mohali because it is the closest to Pakistan. Many of their fans can cross the border and come across to support them. I'm really surprised because they go back to 99 to Chennai, where, like you pointed out, they got a standing ovation. If we talk about 1999, I don't think their memories of Eden Gardens in 99 would be the best, but they're a fabulous crowd there. Kolkata has got a fabulous crowd. I think that they pick two venues where they know their team will be respected, where the team will be given a lot of love and affection. I think the team will feel safe in these cities. I think this is what their wish list is. But having said that, Boria, I think it is up to the ICC because the event belongs to the ICC, and the ICC will have to work with the host country, BCCI in this case, to ensure that the matches are picked and allotted to the best possible venues. There is a long time left. There will be posturing between the two sides, both in the Pakistan Cricket Board and in BCCI. Primarily, it will end up being a political decision. We'll have to wait and watch what really transpires because ICC really doesn't have the backbone to stand up to the government of India or to BCCI and to tell them that you need to do this. I don't think they will. They are in a position to say that as of today, and I think it'll end up being a political decision made by the government of India.
Bharat, I totally agree with Raja as far as the posturing goes. And I also think from what we know that there will be diplomatic level talk between the external affairs ministries of both countries, which is supposed to be held at Bay. In fact, from what our sources tell us, sponsors have also approached the ICC saying that a lot of money is going to ride on this game. They need activation started. So they need to know a possible venue so that they can get their marketing machineries in place. So all of this is going on back channel from what we understand. So your thoughts, would you prefer a safe venue like a Chennai or an Eden Gardens, or do you think Mohali is another venue which is a likely possibility given the proximity with Pakistan? But this is what we are getting. So question number one, do you ultimately think Pakistan will come and play in India? And do you think these are, and will the Pakistani wish list be adhered to by the ICC? Your first thoughts, Bharat Ramraj.
Yeah, I think in the end, Pakistan will have to come to India, though BCCI is quite strong. So, if you look at it from that sense, I know finally you would say it's an ICC event, but here we have to think of BCCI as well. So, finally, I guess Pakistan will have to come to India because there is no other choice. Yeah, I understand the Dhaka is the unlikely venue, but not too sure to take place there. As far as the venues is concerned, maybe you can say slightly surprised that Bali is not among the wish list because to the 11 World Cup match and it is quite near to Pakistan as well. But in the end, they perhaps looked at Eden Gardens because it's an iconic venue. They have played a lot of matches there. Go back, you can, yeah, I understand 99, it was not the best of time for them there, but still an iconic venue there. And Chepauk, obviously, the 99 Test match, who can forget that the kind of sportsman spirit, kind of support that crowd gave to the Wasim Akram side, or for the matter, the 2016 World Cup that took place at Eden Garden. So one can understand why they have looked at these two as kind of safe venues in their wish list.
Okay. After thank you for joining us. What we've said so far is what our reporters have told us, including yourself, is one, the Pakistan wish list mentions Eden Gardens and Chepauk as likely venues for an India-Pakistan match and also likely venues for Pakistan's other World Cup games. And I want to make that point very clear. It's not just the India-Pak match. Pakistan has to play a number of games on Indian soil, and they have identified these two, Eden Gardens and Chepauk, as likely venues. Whether the ICC agrees, whether the board concurs, the Board of Control for India concurs, is a different proposition. But this is what we know so far. After your first thoughts on this.
See, I think it's because these venues have been very, very hospitable to the Pakistan team and any team for that matter. As Bharat mentioned, that the Chennai Test of '99, and that was such a momentous occasion in the history of India-Pakistan games. So, considering those things, and also that in these are possibly two cities where things are a little bit neutral, and people are normally keen to cricket more than political views. So keen on cricket than political views. So that is why I think these two names have been suggested. And having said that, I'm sure there are other venues in India, other cities in India where things can take place.
Yeah, possibly Bangalore, possibly Mohali. These are other centers that can also sort of all of a sudden come into the ring. Why not? I mean, Mohali, as Rajaraman absolutely rightly said, close proximity. Bangalore, we have, forever known the secular credentials of Bangalore. Shubhan Chakraborty, even while we are politically incorrect now, let's sort of tackle the question head on. India Asia Cup, Pakistan World Cup. This is the question, right? India will not travel to Pakistan for the Asia Cup, then why Pakistan will travel to India for the World Cup? Is it about money? Does money talk? BCCI far more monetarily powerful than the PCB. BCCI controls the shots. So Pakistan most likely will have to come to India for the World Cup, while India can dictate terms for the Asia Cup. Am I right in saying that? Shubhan Chakraborty.
Absolutely, 200%. And it is not about the political diplomacy between the two countries. It is about the security of players. That is the most important thing. Why the Indian team, the BCCI, doesn't want the Indian team to travel to Pakistan. And my heart goes out to all the Pakistani journalists and some of the Indian Twitter guys as well, who were socializing all the planned reports from Pakistan Cricket Board that Najam Sethi has said this, Najam Sethi has said that, PCB's representative has said this, that they won't travel, do anything you want, they will play at a neutral venue. But the reality is Pakistan needs the money, the revenue which comes from the ICC during ICC tournaments. That's the reality. They are not as financially secure as the BCCI or an Australia board or an England cricket board or for that matter a South African board. They are not in the position to dictate terms. We saw during the Pakistan Super League there were bomb blasts in Pakistan, and that is why it is the first and foremost is the safety of players. We don't want the Indian team to go through what Sri Lankan team had gone through in the past. And that is why India is reluctant to travel to Pakistan for the Asia Cup, and that will remain the case unless Pakistan government in totality comes out and say, okay, we are putting a full stop to the terrorism and whatever is happening in the country. It is not the safest country, as we all know, and that is why BCCI financial wise, security wise, they are in a stronghold position. Also, I would like to add one thing: the BCCI is planning to invest almost rupees 500 crore to renovate 5 stadiums before the ODI World Cup. That is Delhi, Hyderabad, Kolkata, Mohali, and Mumbai. Chepauk recently went through a renovation, but Kolkata also went through a renovation with the press box and the press conference room going through a renovation. Now with the new lights and the BCCI also investing money, the food Kolkata's food is something which the Pakistani players will prefer. So we have to take all this into the account and say, I think Kolkata and Chepauk due to the hospitality and the neutral fans. I think these are the two stronghold. But Pakistan Cricket Board, as you asked, they are not at all in a position to dictate the terms, and they will have to come and play in India. Whatever the journalists, whatever the Twitter guys, or whatever the board guys say it out on public.
Raja?
I think Pakistan is not in a position to do any bargaining. The Pakistan Cricket Board
Right.
definitely is not in a position to bargain, and it cannot equate the Asia Cup with the World Cup. I don't think the ICC
Right.
will take it kindly. I don't think the cricket community will take the attempt to balance Asia Cup with the World Cup very kindly. I don't think that is the right thing to do. And I think Pakistan is only posturing at this point of time. The Pakistan Cricket Board, I mean, is only posturing at this point of time. They will end up, see, the first and foremost thing that comes to the fore today is that Pakistan is willing to consider Indian venues. For long, they've been saying we will not travel to India. Now they've come down to saying we will play either in Kolkata or in Chennai. I think they will keep sliding down and eventually play where ICC and BCCI ask them to do. I don't think the ICC will want to look at alternative venues. This is the World Cup. This is not some ordinary tournament where people can play in neutral venues and get away. I think this is the World Cup, and the ICC will not want any watering down of. While they will want to be diplomatically right, while they want the whole community to move together, move forward as one, I don't think they will be held to ransom by by the cricket board of any one country.
Devashish, the question that all of us have sort of been faced with is, on the one hand, there is export of terror. On the other hand, is sport diplomacy. That why do you not play Pakistan? Because there is this whole question of export of terror. And that has continued over the years. India has suffered. So that is a fundamentally important point. Having said that, do you think even the government of India has a say in this, and perhaps the most important say? Will the government of India want to choose a venue which is politically less volatile? I don't think it's the BCCI's call. I think it's the government of India's call to decide where it wants to take. It is not the board. It is the government, because the government will be on show. If a match like this, there is some issue, it will be the government of India that will have to answer the world. Your thoughts on that, Devashish Sen? You're on mute.
You're on mute.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Boria, the security of the players here is paramount. Means obviously the government of India would ensure that the security wherever the Pakistan team is played, in whichever city it's been shortlisted, it is safe and secure for the players, because the security of the players is paramount here, and that is why I think the two venues that have been shortlisted are the safest. If you ask me, both Kolkata and Chennai happens to be the safest place as far as Pakistan team deciding here and playing not only one match, in fact a few matches, because I think and obviously in the recent ICC board meeting, the BCCI has already ensured to the ICC that the visa will be taken care of. None of the Pakistani players will have any issues whatsoever in traveling to India. Their visas will be taken care of. They will be given the visa. So that's a sort of assurance from the BCCI, which was also attended by the BCCI top hierarchy along with the PCB hierarchy. So that big move, and also with this development coming, I think there is more clues now that definitely for India, they would rather love to see the Pakistan team coming and playing in India. Coming and playing against India in India. It is India's World Cup. India is playing the World Cup, so they would love to see Pakistan. And there will come a lot of logistical issues, obviously. If the tournament is shifted to another country, say a knockout, for instance. So I think these two cities that have been shortlisted are the best, safest.
There's a bit of an audio, Devashish, there's a bit of an audio issue at your end. So if you could kindly just rejoin once, because I'm getting a bit of an echo. But we got what you said. We got what you said. Bharat, similar question to you. Now that, and Swapnil, you can play the couple of comments that you have, or whatever number of comments you had from your viewers. We'll take the comments. Eden Gardens and Chennai was where Pakistan won in the 2012 ODI series, possibly one of the reasons why they feel confident. Bharat Ramraj, take that.
Yeah, we have already discussed about it that Pakistan has played a lot of matches, has played enough matches at Eden Gardens, and it's an iconic ground. That's why they would feel perhaps confident of playing at that particular ground. And even if you look at some other grounds, you go back to the Wankhede, what fiasco happened in 1999. I don't want to go there, but it happened in 1999. All those things. So consider that. You can say from Pakistan's point of view, one can understand why they are definitely looking at Eden Gardens as one of the venues. Just wanted to add one more point about the Asia Cup World Cup thing. In going over to Pakistan, why there's a security problem. One has to always understand that a team like England or New Zealand going to Pakistan, yeah, it's a security issue for them. But still, India and Pakistan, the situation is different. It's not normal. The relations are normal. So the security that an Indian player or Indian team faces is a lot more than in relative terms than say New Zealand or England players. So just wanted to add that point.
Absolutely correct.
Plus a bilateral series and a multi-nation tournament is completely different beast altogether.
Yeah. See, the question now for Athro is, and let me sum up from what we know so far. Number one, Pakistan finally, to a degree, relenting, agreeing to play in India in possible wish list venues, Kolkata and Chennai. Backup suggested to the ICC is Dhaka. The ICC obviously will have to work in very close proximity with the BCCI, more importantly, the Government of India. We expect diplomatic level talks in May, and that is when finalization is supposed to happen. But this is a calm down from where it was last month, where Pakistan unwilling to travel to India, etc., etc. And as Radha said, a bargain for the Asia Cup against the World Cup, that is not anymore on the table. Athro Mukhopadhyay, very importantly, suppose Pakistan takes a step forward and says, yes, we are willing to play in India, and that problem is sorted. Do you see the BCCI also take a step forward and say, fair enough, now that that is sorted, we will give you venues of your choice? Do you see a compromise happening there between the two sides, which is a kind of sport diplomacy also? Do you think Pakistan's wish list can be fulfilled? Athro Mukhopadhyay.
Definitely to an extent. Because as you said, the PCB has taken a step down, and they have agreed that they have accepted that they will have to come to India and play the World Cup. As Rajaraman was saying, that Asia Cup and World Cup are two different matters altogether. And as Shubhan said, that Pakistan Cricket Board has to earn that money which comes from playing in the World Cup. So they will have to come to India, and yes, they can at the beginning of the process, they can say that these are the venues that we want to play in, and to an extent, I think those will be accepted. Having said that, I don't think that Kolkata and Chennai are the only venues where they're going to play. I'm sure in many more cities in India, security guarantees can be given, and in terms of the disturbance they are anticipating, those will not exist there. So they will eventually be here, and yes, maybe out of the first 9 matches, they will play 4 matches in these 2 venues. Otherwise, they will also have to go to other places, and I'm sure that the India government, the board, everybody can ensure a safe environment for them. So it's let's not zoom into Kolkata and Chennai at the moment. Yes, these are the two preferred venues, preferred destinations, but I'm sure there are more destinations as well.
Okay. Last round of comments because we are about a few minutes away from the end of the show, Shubhan. From what we know, these are preferred venues. It's a definite calm down from where it was last month. Likely Pakistan traveling to India for the World Cup. Likely that we will have all their games in India, not the India-Pakistan game in a different country. These are important developments for every cricket lover, and as proud Indians, there's no question we will be able to guarantee security. The government of India will be able to do that. We have forever done that. We've got our record. 2011 World
Right.
Cup, 2016 World Cup. India has done that time and again. And you cannot equate the situation in Pakistan with that of India. The BCCI and the government of India are very well, and both are in control of the situation. Shubhan Chakraborty, final thoughts before I close with all our panelists.
See, Boria, security and hospitality, these two have been the pinnacle of whenever India host other teams, not only in cricket but other sports as well. Whenever the overseas players comes in, they always praise the security, they always praise the kind of hospitality they receive. And that is why India is a special country in terms of being host. Like हम लोग बोलते हैं कि मेहमान is भगवान for us, and we believe in that, be it security wise, be it everything, we take care of everything. But Pakistan, although I've heard, I have not covered cricket in Pakistan, I've heard that people are very hospitable there, but the security issues is such that the common people, we can't blame the common people of Pakistan, we can't blame the players, we can't blame the cricket board there, but the other unknown commodity which have hurt the relations between these two, India and Pakistan. The security is one of the terrorism is something which has not come down over the years, despite repetitive warnings from not only India but other foreign countries as well. It has not come down at all. We see constant bomb blasts in some of the areas. Even like I said in the past, that even during this Pakistan Super League, we saw a blast somewhere happening. That was the exhibition match, and it was not even 10 kilometers where the blast happened. So imagine if India goes there to play the Asia Cup and something happens like that. It is absolutely unacceptable, and no other country will want their players to go through that. But at the same time, Eden Gardens, Chepauk, like Athreyo said, these are the two wish lists. But of course, BCCI as a host board will have some plans of what they want to do with the Pakistan cricket team in India. Whether play them at a single venue or play them at a multiple venue. If Chepauk and Kolkata can be traveled. Recently, Najam Sethi said that, Dhaka and Kolkata, it's a 30-minute flight and we can easily manage the logistical issue. It doesn't happen like this. These are two different countries. So I think as multiple venues we are seeing, then Kolkata and Chepauk might host Pakistan. But yes, the favorites are the wish list wise. I think the BCCI will say to PCB and ICC, okay, let's give them what they are wanting.
Raja, final comments. I mean, do you see diplomacy once again being used as a tool between the two countries, or do you think this World Cup will be another one-off? Because time and again, where sport has been used, there has been a kind of a breakthrough, but we've gone back to the same story of export of terror. Rajaram.
I think the government of India will make the big call, and I don't know when that is going to happen. It will happen closer to the date of the World Cup, I guess. I don't think anybody can ask for guarantees at this point of time. But at the end of the day, it will be not the BCCI decision, but it will be the government of India decision. I think even going to the Asia Cup as a gesture, as a matter of reciprocity. What is the word? Reciprocity. It is all about how the government of India views it. And at this point of time, the government of India is quite stern. It's quite stern in its stand. It has not given visas to some overseas, to some Pakistani athlete to come into India. I remember the World Cup shooting had an issue a couple of years ago. So there is a bit of a hardline stand that the government has taken. But you never know. This is sport, and sometimes sport has this beautiful habit of healing pain. And we saw that in 2004, Boria, you and I think Athreyo was also on that tour, where Pakistan hosted India. And the Prime Minister then, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, told Saurav Ganguly and the team. Go and win hearts. If you don't win matches, it's okay. Win hearts in Pakistan. So there is always a possibility of sport being used as a magic wand to bring about peace in the region. And we can hope that this time around as well, the government will see reason and perhaps allow Pakistan to come and play in India. But at the end of the day, it will be the government of India decision that will rule the roost.
I think your audio is gone. Please rejoin, Boriana. But at the same time, what I you're still you're inaudible. Yes, he will join. But at the same time, to all our viewers and to panelists as well, I would really want to see this occasion being celebrated as Raja Raman said, move towards peace. I would really love to see not only the cricketers come from Pakistan, but the artists as well, the singers from Pakistan, and collaborate something with the Indian singers to make it a beautiful occasion and move towards a peaceful environment between the two countries. I was saying, Boriada, I would love to see both the artists of the country come together in this World Cup and celebrate this India versus Pakistan occasion and move towards the peaceful mandate.
I don't think sport has the potential to guarantee political peace, but it has been used in the past, and temporarily maybe something like that can happen. But as Raja Raman said, the ultimate and the only decision maker here, and I want to repeat that point, not the BCCI, not the ICC, it is the government of India. The government of India will take the final call, and that is what will decide the future of this particular match. What we know is the Pakistani wish list. What we know is that Pakistan is now willing to play in these particular cities. What we also know is that a final call will be taken after diplomatic level talks. Bharat Ramraj, 30 seconds, last comment before I go to Athrev and close with Devashish.
Just slightly from a Pakistani perspective, Subain was talking about bomb blasts and all. That happened in, I guess in Quetta, Northwest Frontier Province. That's near to Afghanistan. There's a lot of problems there. So if you really want to look at it from a Pakistani perspective, India going to World Cup, I know chances are very happen when near but not any games would be held in Quetta. But again, it's already been noted, the chances are very slim, and finally it is the government of India which has to take everything into consideration.
Okay.
Just slightly from a Pakistani perspective.
Okay, Athrev, thoughts, and then I close with Devashish.
It would be a blunder if India does not allow Pakistan to come to India and play the World Cup matches over here, and that has never happened in the history of any World Cup. And I'm sure that the government of India and other authorities will come to an amicable settlement, and the Pakistan team will come and play here in India. That happened in the recent past also. I mean, 2016 was not that far back. After that, there have been hockey championships over here where Pakistan teams came and played. So it will set a massive negative precedent if the Pakistan team is not allowed to come to India and play in the World Cup. Bilateral series are a different matter altogether. But I'm sure that the Pakistan team will be allowed to come to India and play their matches over here. And if going to Bangladesh and play those matches, those things don't happen. I mean, practically maybe it's possible, but otherwise it will set a very wrong precedent. So I'm sure that sense will prevail.
Okay. I entirely agree. I mean, I think the government of India has ensured in the past that Pakistan is welcome. I don't see things changing at all. I see a World Cup being given the stature of a World Cup and not one match being played in Bangladesh. That doesn't make it the World Cup. Devashish said, wherever Pakistan plays, you will be there to cover, so I'll give you the last word. Your final thoughts. What's going to happen? We don't know. It's the government of India's decision. But as a fan of sport, you would want this World Cup to be played in India, because cricket fans in India will want to see Pakistan play here, and that will be a celebration of sport. Devashish said.
Yeah, absolutely. If you ask me, I have been to Pakistan in 2006, and I know you also know few senior journalists like Abdul Majid Bhatti or Saeed Hashmi, or so there are several Pakistanis who has come to India and has enjoyed their stay here in Kolkata and Chennai. So I think, and even the Pakistan and the camaraderie between the Pakistan and the Indian cricketers we have seen in Dubai in the recently concluded in the T20 World Cup, the likes of Virat and Babar Azam and the Shaheen Shah Afridi and the Rishabh Pant getting along together in Dubai at the Dubai Academy. So it's all political, the tensions and everything. But keeping aside, I think the cricketers of both the countries would enjoy a match because that is what is paramount. Because we want to have a cricket match between India and Pakistan. This is not the case as far as bilateral series is concerned. It is even that both these countries, both these powerhouses, create a perfect atmosphere when Pakistan does and play the matches in India. And for me, I would love held at the Eden Gardens.
Yes, he will love it at the Eden Gardens. It will be Durga Puja time, it will be Diwali time, whatever it is, wherever it is, whether it's in Calcutta, whether it's in Mohali, whether it's in Chennai, whether it's the Pakistan wish list that is adhered to all of India. At that point in time, it's festive season. We would want the Pakistan team here. We would want them to play in India because, as I said, the government of India will definitely take care of all of the security concerns. For now, we leave it at this with the news that Pakistan is now willing to come to India to try and play in Calcutta and Chennai. These are the two wish-listed venues. Whether the BCCI agrees, whether the ICC finally is able to convince the board to agree is a different matter. But as we said, all of us in this panel united that it is the government of India that will take the final call on this matter as far as where the matches are played. It is the government of India that will eventually decide the fate of this match. We leave it at that. Shubhan Chakraborty, Niraja Raman, Bharat Ramraj, Achal Mukhopadhyay, Devashish. Thank you very much for joining me. We'll keep you posted on all the developments. Write into Rev Sports, read our columns on Rev Sports on the India-Pakistan match. It's already up there. Also our coverage of the IPL and all other sports in equal measure and optimal measure going forward. Thank you very much for watching.